Good afternoon, everyone. This is Candice van Wyk. Hope you're all well and blessed today on this beautiful Friday. So welcome to my Reflections live talk. And once again, I'm always excited to be connecting with all of you. I meet with you every Friday at 1 o'clock. And of course, just sharing some of my insights, some of my reflections, some of my experiences with you, and all with the hope to inspire you and to help you move your goals forward, and especially in the areas of property, business, and also your financial goals. And from time to time, we do cover other areas as well. So it's always good to be connecting with you. So if you're joining us for the first time today, welcome. You're most welcome. Today, you're really in for a treat because I'm going to be sharing some awesome insights with you when it comes to actually putting in place multiple streams of income. And I think we really are at a time now where everyone needs to know and needs to learn and actually needs to prepare themselves and start putting in place additional streams of income. I think the impact of COVID-19 has had a significant impact on many people. I was watching the news last night, and I believe they mentioned that in South Africa, 11 million jobs have been lost as a result of the COVID-19 impact. And I mean, that's a massive, massive number. So some people have already experienced the job losses. And of course, some people are still, working through that process, maybe in their last few months of employment. And then, of course, they need to start looking at alternatives. So I really think that we are at the right time to be discussing what I'm going to be sharing with you today, because it really is important. And I also want to start by saying, so before I actually go into the topic, I want to just share the scenario with you, okay? Now, just imagine the scenario. I have 100 people pay me R1 each. So that means there are 100 people and each and every one of them are paying me R1 each. Now, if one person defaults, what am I left with? I'm left with 99 people still paying me R1 each. Isn't that so? Now, let me explain the other scenario to you. So on the other side, I have one person paying me R100. Now, when that one person defaults, what will I be left with? With zero. So that means that I will be left with zero income. Now, I really do believe this is a good illustration to explain to you the importance of putting in place multiple streams of income. Because as you can see, if you only have one source of income in place today, you are in a very risky place. So it's important to start finding new ways and new strategies that will be able to help you put in place multiple streams of income. Now, you may ask me, Candice, why this particular topic? Why are you sharing this with us? Now, for those of you who know me or who have listened to some of my previous reflections talks, you know that I am very passionate about helping people succeed in the areas of business, in the areas of property, and also in the areas of their finances. And I do believe that if you can succeed in those areas, you will automatically succeed in the areas of your finances. So I'm very passionate about helping people to move their financial goals forward, and especially women. So I am very passionate about helping you move your financial goals forward. So I'm always looking for ways and for platforms where I'm able to share, whether it be my experiences, whether it be my insights or my knowledge, all with the hope and the objective to really help you move your financial goals forward. Now, I just want to see who we have online today. So just give me a moment. And I would just like to see who is on our live talk today. So just give me a moment to do that. And I think for those of you who are already online, who've joined me live online, please do share with me. So I know every week I do ask you just to connect with me and just share with me, some of your experiences as far as the topic is concerned, and also just some of your thoughts and maybe your comments and insights. I would love to hear from all of you. And thank you. I can see some of you are online, so thank you for joining me. But please, as I engage through my talk today, if you've got any questions, any comments, please do feel comfortable enough, to engage with me and just to share with us, the audience, some of your insights. Now, I just want to first of all start by sharing some awesome insights that I have read from the Bible as far as multiple streams of income is as far as multiple streams of income is concerned. Now, for those of you who know me, really my main frame of reference as far as a lot of my goals and my decisions and my values are concerned is really rooted in the word. So I think it's important, you know, to also share some of these insights with you from time to time, so that for those of us who also use it as our frame of reference, I think you'll also be able to relate and identify with what I'm going to be sharing with you today. Now, not so long ago, in fact, I was having coffee with a friend of mine, and we were just catching up and also talking about opportunities to collaborate and, you know, to have greater impact as far as community upliftment is concerned, and especially also focusing on women empowerment and, you know, all these wonderful topics that I'm very passionate about. And we spoke, and as we were sharing just some ideas and some insights, and she said to me, you know, I read from Ecclesiastes 11, the importance of having multiple streams of income in place. And I actually shared that with, you know, some friends of mine. I said, oh, wow, I've just recently gone through a whole experience, you know, where I was just sharing my insights on the Proverbs 31 woman, and also how the Bible teaches us that she had multiple streams of income in place. So I wasn't aware of a scripture from Ecclesiastes, but, you know, please share it with me. And of course, she shared it with me. And I just want to share it with all of you. I mean, it's so, I just thought, wow, this is just amazing. So Ecclesiastes 11, and I'm reading from the NIV version, it says that, send your grain across the seas, and in time profits will flow back to you. Now, the grain here is referring to money. Okay, so that's your money, or some sort of income that we are talking about here. But it says here, send your grain across the seas, and in time, profits will flow back to you. And then it goes on to say in verse 2, but divide your investments among many places, for you do not know what risks might lie ahead. Okay, and I'm not going to go into you can actually go and read the full portion of scripture. So Ecclesiastes 11 from verse 1 all the way to verse 6. And then I want to just read verse 6 and it says, plant your seed in the morning and keep busy all afternoon, for you don't know if profit will come from one activity or another, or maybe both. Now, if this is not telling us that we need to invest in multiple streams of income, then I don't know, you know, what it's saying here. But that's definitely the message that I'm getting from this portion of scripture, and I'm sure all of you would agree with that. You know, so it's important for us to divide our investments among places, and that talks to the exact same scenario that I shared with you in the beginning. You know, so if you have 100 people paying you R1 each, that means that you have multiple streams of income in place. And if 1 or 2 or 3 of those, you know, streams maybe default for whatever reason, at least you still have the other streams in place that will be able to, you know, bring in the income that you need, compared to where you just have one person or one stream giving you income. And of course, when that one stream dries up, and then there's no other streams. And that's the situation with a lot of people who maybe had one source of income as far as their jobs are concerned today, or maybe one source of income as far as their businesses are concerned today. So if they lost their income for whatever reason, maybe the impact that COVID-19 has had during this period, then that means if that was their only source of income, they've in fact now lost all of their income because that source has been taken away from them. And that's the important thing that I think we need to also take away from this. There's another portion of scripture, and this I shared with you last month when we were talking, or I think a few weeks ago, when we were just talking about the Proverbs 31 woman, and the fact that she's so many different, you know, she wears different hats, and, you know, she's an entrepreneur, she's an investor, you know, she's investing in multiple streams of income. And I just want to emphasize that point for you. So from Proverbs 31, verse 16, it says, she goes to inspect a field and buys it, with her earnings, she plants a vineyard. Now, remember, I shared with you last that a vineyard could also be an incoming generating vineyard. So she could have invested into an income generating field that's able to, so from the field, she's able to generate additional streams of income because of what she may be planting and that type of thing. And then, of course, in verse 18, it says, she makes sure her dealings are profitable and her lamps burn late into the night. So the first portion that says she makes sure her dealings are profitable. So we're not just talking about one dealing here. It says dealings. So this tells me that she's got multiple interests that she's working on, and she ensures that all of those dealings are profitable. So it's important for us to find ways and strategies that can help us move our financial goals forward. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you think about it, almost everything we do in life today requires some sort of financial enablement. And that is why it's important for us to find new ways and new strategies of achieving our financial goals if we want to continue achieving our personal goals. Yes, I know there are some things where we don't need finance, but if you think about it, the majority of things that we do today, even if you just want to go and support a charity organization, you still need to get into your car or get into some sort of transport that will be able to take you to your destination. And even that is going to require some sort of financial resources or enablement. So I think really we are at a place where everyone knows that, that we need additional income. And I'm sure some of you have heard the saying that they say that money won't make you happy. Wait, let me just say that again. It says that money won't make you happy, but everyone wants to find out for themselves. So I think everyone wants to find out for ourselves, obviously once you start generating more and more income. So I really think that's the message that I want to share with you all today. I'm not going to be spending too much time, but I really want you to start looking at additional ways of how you're able to generate income. If you go and study even Proverbs 31, you'll find that there are different strategies that she also shares with us there that you are able to consider. I mean, Ecclesiastes already also shares the importance of, dividing your investments among many places. And it also says here that, it says here, for you don't know if profit will come from one activity or another, or maybe both. But what I also want to share with you in addition to that, and of course, my mind has also been renewed to financial education. I've spent a lot of time over the last couple of years also, learning about empowering myself in the areas of financial education via Rich Dad Education. I also, Kim Kiyosaki and Robert Kiyosaki are my online mentors. I really spend a lot of time working through the material. I've done that over the last few years, reading their books. And of course, a lot of my mindset shift has come as a result of what I've learned by even reading the first book that I started with was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And of course, I've worked through some more material as far as my financial education is concerned. So I really think it's important for you to empower yourself first in the area of financial education, because I really do believe that financial success equals financial education plus action. Now that you have the right level of education, the right level of financial education, now you need to take action. So even here in Ecclesiastes, it even shares with us, and I just want to emphasize that point again. So just give me a moment here. It says here, plant your seed in the morning and keep busy all afternoon. Okay, so I'm hoping that the word busy really means productive and not just busy being all over the place, because I prefer to use the word productive. So in the morning and so if I had to put in my word there, which is productive, and it says plant your seed in the morning and keep productive all afternoon. So that means that you are working on opportunities and you are working on tasks that will be able to bring in additional income for you, and especially work that will be able to bring in passive income or residual income. And that's where our focus needs to be as well. So in addition to putting in place multiple streams of income, we also need to look at ways of how we're able to put in place passive income, which we are able to generate through property. And that means that you do the work once and it can reward you over and over again for as long as you decide. And to give you a scenario, for example, is if you are investing into buy-to-let properties today or multi-let properties. So that means that you buy property, you then tenant your property. So either you'll have one lease agreement or you'll have multiple lease agreements, just depending on the type of property. And of course, it brings in income every single month. And now when you deduct all the expenses that you have on that property from the rental income, that means that you've got profit income remaining. And that profit income is what we then consider to be passive income and also cash flow profit income in property. So property, definitely, I do believe that every entrepreneur needs to pursue property investing as an investment strategy, and also as a means to not only secure your income in the near future, but also to secure your financial future. And of course, also build your wealth and leave a legacy for the generations after us. So very important. I really do believe that everyone needs to empower themselves in the area of property investing so that we are able to take advantage of the opportunities in the market. And of course, you too would be able to start profiting in terms of the profit income that you'll be able to generate. So I'm not going to go too much into property today. There is another section or another talk that I did not so long ago. I think I did last week or the week before, where I spoke about the importance of property investing, and I also shared some awesome insights and strategies that one is able to pursue. So I would say definitely go back to that particular topic. For those of you who are maybe in a position today where, you know, you want to empower yourself, you want to buy property, but you're not quite sure how to go about it. Of course, I did also share with you that I offer property coaching. So you're welcome to connect with me as far as that is concerned. So I've had the opportunity to help people from about 2015, after I got educated and started achieving some success myself. Of course, when I've started also coaching people in the areas of property and business. So for those of you who need some assistance, but what I also want to share with you today is just, like I said, the importance of finding new ways and new strategies. Now, one of the opportunities that I've tapped into recently, so a couple of months ago, and I think I've shared the story before, where one of the gentlemen in my network came to me, my property network. He's an architect and also property developer. And he said to me, Candice, you know, I've got this awesome opportunity that I've recently tapped into. I know you're always looking for, you know, additional income. You're very entrepreneurial and blah, blah, blah. And he said to me, like, you know, can I share some more information with you? And you can see if this is something that will maybe work for you. And I said, please do. And, you know, of course, it was lockdown at the time. And if you can imagine, in the beginning of lockdown, especially, you know, a lot of property related services really came to a standstill, you know, so that meant for a lot of property entrepreneurs and investors and developers, you know, you had to also start looking for new ways, creative ways where you're also able to generate additional income. And of course, that's what he shared with me, an online opportunity that I've also now tapped into. So I also started this online e-commerce opportunity as a means to put in place additional streams of income and at the same time help other people to do the same. So this is what I'm talking about when I say to you that you need to find new ways and new strategies of how you're able to put in place additional income. Now, of course, it's important to get yourself educated. So, you know, learn as much as you can about the opportunity, you know, get as much information on the company, you know, understand how you're able to generate the income that you're obviously looking for, and also understand what type of income you will be able to generate. And I think that's so important. So if you have some income today, and this is really how I've started looking at things, you know, is that where am I going to get the best return for my time invested? And that's how I make decisions. You know, so when some of the entrepreneurs that I work with come to me and they ask me for guidance as far as some of these areas are concerned, that's one of the questions that I ask them is, where will you be able to see the best return for your time invested into the opportunity or the strategy within the shortest period of time? Because if you're able to generate the income that you need within a shorter period of time, that means you can now take that income, because now you've managed to maybe secure your financial income, if that's what you're looking for. So if you're looking for financial security every month, now you work on securing that. And then once you've got that in place through residual income streams or passive income streams, now you can take the income that you're generating, because now it won't just be that one source that is giving you income. You've now taken that income, you've invested it, or you will be investing it into other strategies that will also be able to generate income for you. And so, it just continues. So you're always looking for ways of how you're able to continue generating passive and residual income streams. Now, for those of you who you may be saying to me today, Candice, what is residual income? I've explained to you passive income. So I've said to you that passive income is when you do the work once, and this is really in simple terms when it comes to property. You do the work once and it can reward you over and over again. Now, residual income is very similar to passive income. And I'm going to read it for you. It says, residual income is income that one continues to receive after the completion of income producing work. So can you see that no longer you're just going into any work or any tasks and starting to, just apply your time and your energy. You are ensuring that where you're putting your focus, where you're putting your attention, that you are putting your energy, you're putting your attention into income producing work. And that's what you're looking for. So you want to be in a position where eventually, that stream will be able to generate residual income for you or passive income for you. So that's so important. And I just wanted to emphasize that as well. And once you are comfortable, financially comfortable, now I really do believe you can pursue all of your aspirations. And I know a lot of us have other aspirations. We have big dreams, we have big goals. And some of us had to park some of those aspirations and goals. Why? Because it's important to put in place the income that you need, or to secure your income, whatever it is that you need. And then once you're comfortable, now you can start looking, at all of those other wonderful things, whether it's writing that book, or maybe even that play, or, writing more material in terms of online material, or whatever it is that you believe you've been called to do, because each and every one of us has been blessed with gifting. God has got a plan and a purpose for us. And of course, sometimes on this journey towards achieving that plan and that purpose, we need to work on small assignments along our journey that will be able to generate what we need so that we can move, those aspirations and those streams forward. So just remember that, as you start looking at ways to also grow your income. And that's really what I wanted to share with you today, as far as putting in place multiple streams of income is in place. I just want to summarize that once again. So number one, it's important to start putting in place new and additional streams of income. So you need to find ways of how you are able to do that. I've shared with you property is one way of doing that. And I've shared that with you before. There's an online e-commerce opportunity that I'm working on at the moment. And I've also had an online talk around that. So for those of you who are also looking for, some assistance or some ways or strategies, you can also tap into that particular opportunity, and you're welcome to connect with me. I'll share with you once again my details. And of course, you can come and join us on one of our online webinars so that you can learn more about the opportunity and how you too are able to get started and start putting in place, some extra income every single month that will eventually become the residual income that you need. So that's very important. And then, once you've put in place the residual and the passive income streams that you need, now you need to ensure that you now multiply those efforts. So now you need to find, additional ways of taking some of that income and putting it into more strategies or additional properties, whatever it is that will be able to continue allowing that money to work for you. Okay, and then I just want to finish off with this one last portion of scripture, which is also taken from Luke 19. And listen to this. This is such an awesome scripture. So this is Jesus himself talking from, and it's in Luke 19, verse 13. And it says, so he called 10 of his servants and gave them 10 minas, which was also a monetary currency at that stage. And he said to them, put this money to work, he said, until I come back. So the income that we're generating, we need to find ways to put it to work. And eventually, once you've secured your financial income, your financial future, and, you've got really so much of abundance, you know, you would be able to do more. You would be able to empower more. You'd be able to give more, you know. But I still do believe that, you know, on the principles of giving as we work on accumulating wealth, that's very important, because you know that when we give, it's a law. When we give, we will always receive more. So just remember that as you're building your wealth, you know, let's not become, what's the word, you know, too attached to the money that we do not want to also give some of it away, because remember, it's really in giving and releasing that you will be able to receive more. So also let's remember that law, and let's also practice it, you know, as we move our financial goals forward. And then of course you will eventually reach a stage where, you know, you would be able to do so much more than what you've been able to do over the last couple of months or couple of years, and maybe even over the last couple of weeks for some of you. So just remember that. But that's all I wanted to share with you today, everyone. I really hope you found this insightful. As I said, if you're looking for ways to empower yourself, which is so important in new strategies, especially for those of you who want to get started in property, or you want to, you know, grow your current portfolio, I'm happy to work with you as far as that is concerned. I also have some online trainings that I've made available. And then of course, for those of you also looking to start a new business or another business, and especially one that's online, you're able to do from anywhere. You're able to do it from your home. You're able to do it part-time or full-time. And at the same time, you can start, you know, generating some income. Of course, I can share some insights with you as far as that is concerned. And then also remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, so that you are able to get all of the nuggets, you know, that I share with you from time to time. So remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel, stay connected, go and watch some of the other videos that you haven't watched before, and especially in the areas where you need support, you know, you need some assistance, you need guidance, you need inspiration, please subscribe and stay connected. So I'm just going to check online quickly for those of you who have joined me online. I just want to check if there are any comments, any questions. Thank you. I see some of you have shared the talk for today, and I don't see any comments at this stage. Sometimes there is a little bit of a delay, but if there is a delay, I will definitely connect with you all. I will definitely go through those comments and I will respond to you later on. But yes, thank you everyone for joining me. Same time next week. So next week, Friday at 1 o'clock. We will then be doing our next topic. So stay tuned, stay connected, and I believe that you will be receiving some awesome insights and learnings, you know, as we continue to walk this journey together. So thank you so much, and God bless you.